Salzburg against Bayern Munich. Bayern, as we mentioned, lost this past weekend. Salzburg had a Brendan Aronson goal this past weekend as well. JJ, let's go with you first. Bayern Munich losing this past weekend. They're away at Salzburg. I mean, on paper, it would seem a Bayern win, but, they show vulnerability like we just saw this past weekend. What do you see here?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't think any of us expected Bayern to receive that sort of beating, especially the way that the game was at halftime. Bochum to have scored, that glut of goals. Nobody could have predicted that. And, I think it was almost expected that Bayern would fight back. And, they started that when Lewandowski scored, but, didn't manage to finish and at least come away with the draw. So they'll be hurting after this. But also perhaps it's maybe the wake-up call that they needed, because Salzburg in either leg are going to be a very difficult proposition. They've become such a solid team. I've been really impressed with the way that they've taken to life under Matthias Jaisler. I don't think that he'll be there that much longer, because I definitely think that if he's not moved up the Red Bull pipeline, that there will be other clubs in Germany looking at him, trying to prize him away, because he obviously is a very talented young coach, who's burst onto the scene very suddenly with this Salzburg side. So I think that there is going to be parts of this match where it's going to be tough for Bayern, but ultimately I think they're going to have too much quality. I went for a 3-1 Bayern win, because I think that when you wound, or when a beast like Bayern has been wounded, they normally hit back pretty strongly. And I think I felt very sorry for Sven Ulreich over the weekend, obviously coming in for Manuel Neuer, and suddenly you see the difference that makes, between those two guys in goal. But, for me, I think that Bayern are going to get that one out of their system, and I can see them, perhaps working up a fairly substantial lead. And obviously, for Salzburg, not having the away goals rule, that's going to make this first leg really of massive importance for them.
Yeah, and I'll jump in and say, JJ, that Salzburg had a 100% winning record at home in the group stages, so they have a little something. It has become somewhat of a fortress for them. Maybe they'll be up for it, and maybe feeling slightly upbeat because of what Bochum just did. I just feel like maybe they could also see it on the other side, where we needed to be Bochum. We needed them to kind of be lulled to sleep a little bit, and then we can punch them in the face. And now that Bochum did that, they're going to be a lot more sharp and focused, Bayern Munich, especially their center backs, who I thought were, I'll just say they were terrible. Niklas Süle and Upamecano, not good in the game against Bochum on the weekend. Ulreich didn't get too much help. And when you see a team score 4 consecutive goals like Bochum did, and just because it was more high energy, they just wanted it a little bit more. We're making those little plays to find or make the difference in the finest margins. I just think that Bayern are going to respond, as you say, JJ, and I think it's going to be tough. Now, I do think that the matchup that I'm very interested about is Karim Adeyemi, who had in the group stages, he finished with 4 goals and 4 assists, and he won 4 penalties. So he is very dynamic up top for RB Salzburg. He is looks like he's going to be signing with Borussia Dortmund at this current moment. I'm sure Fabrizio Romano can tell us otherwise. I know Bayern had.
Along with Süle.
With Süle, right. So you have these two guys who are going to be teammates facing each other. It's kind of killing Mbappe against Real Madrid. But I will say that I like Adeyemi a lot, and I think he could provide a threat in a lot of different ways, and I'm curious to see how he's going to step up and play. Now, there is this thing that we haven't talked about yet. Salzburg have absolutely nothing to lose. They've got nothing to lose. First time ever in their history that they've been in the knockout rounds, and obviously they're taking on one of the favorites. And sometimes if you can, as a manager, if you can really tap into that underdog role, everything to play for, which I think they will, I do, to JJ's point, I think they'll make it difficult. However, getting to my bets, Robert Lewandowski, even though Bochum beat him 4-2, Lewandowski had both goals. The guy is an absolute machine. He's one of the certainties of life. He loves this competition. He loves scoring goals. So I like Lewandowski to score, both teams to score, and Bayern to win. That's plus 200. I bet something similar to that like 6 or 7 times, and it's hit about 65 to 70% of the time. I mean, Lewandowski's a machine in this competition, so I like that value a lot, and I think you should take a look at it.